showing that we are live. So sorry about the technical difficulties here, but I'm going to stop my share there on the screen, but I think we are live, so I'll get us started. My name is Amber Rickabaugh, and I am your host for this evening for our holiday food detox and tips for health and wellness. And so I'm so excited for you guys to be joining us and hearing from all the other great health coaches and ladies who are going to be giving you some tips tonight. I'll introduce them here in just a few minutes. But one of the reasons why we wanted to get together, and Jade's going to talk more about this here in just a minute, is because this time of a year can be a little bit of a struggle bus for some people with all the extra holiday treats and things going on. And we just want to come and bring you some great tips and information about just how our body naturally can do a detox for itself without any kind of magical pills or potions or anything like that that you have to purchase, but things that you can naturally do on your own to kind of detox your body. If you're feeling a little puffy, inflamed. I think Lisa had put a post about this maybe earlier today or yesterday. If you're feeling it in all the joints from all the sugar, carbs, and things like that that maybe you've had through the holidays, we just want to bring you some tips to help you out to start the process of getting all of those things out of your body and help you feeling your best. So just a couple of tips here in case you didn't know. But the liver is responsible for breaking down toxins and converting them into less harmful substances in your body that can be eliminated. So that's one good thing that our body already does to help itself. Our kidneys filter waste and products from the blood and excrete them out through our urine. So another way our body helps ourselves kind of detox. Our lungs help us remove carbon dioxide, obviously, and other gases from the body. And then our skin eliminates toxins from just sweating. So I know we're going to talk a little bit about this and just some natural ways we can help our body detox during this time of year. And just some lifestyle habits, because we are all about creating healthier habits for ourselves and then just keeping up those healthy habits all year long so that this time of year doesn't kind of get us into a bind or get us into maybe some ways where we're getting into unhealthy habits, but we want to shift ourselves out of that and get ourselves back into healthy habits. Because obviously, you know, if you have maybe overeaten some sugar or some carbs or junk food or out to eat because you've been traveling and seeing family and things, you're probably feeling a little bit poofy, inflammation, all the, you know, different things that you probably normally don't eat or have, you know, taking a toll on your body. So we want to help give you some tips on how to get all that out, recalibrate, start over, and get into that healthy mindset and frame of mind for yourself and healthy eating. So the first person up to kind of give us some stats and also some great tips is Jade Michael. And Jade has been health coaching for a while, and her story, she didn't even have any weight to lose, but she wanted to learn some healthier habits for her and her family. And so now she coaches other people on all the great healthy habits that her and her family have learned. So give us your best tips and all your stats, Jade.
Yes, absolutely. I actually don't have many tips tonight, so I think you'll be able to run with all of them and feel better instituting them back into your day. But before we get into the tips, let me share a few stats with you from a recent article I read, actually from 2023. So it's current, and it may make you feel better where you find yourself tonight. 90% of people gain weight through the holidays. 47% gain 4 to 9 pounds, 18% gain 10 to 15 pounds. The top two culprits for this weight gain is holiday foods and holiday cocktails. And the article went on to talk about, 5 pounds really is not the end of the world. But if it stays with us and it stays with us for a couple, the next year we gain 5 more and the next year, then that's when it kind of becomes a problem. We're a little bit more uncomfortable with where we are in our health. So this is what they advised. Step on the scale, be honest with the reality check, and then set your plan for getting back into your healthy routines. Knock those 5 pounds off and be feeling better just like you were before the holidays. So, how do we do that? I have 5 super easy tips that all of you can get started with tonight, and if not tonight, then tomorrow. The very first one is clean out. Clean out your fridge, clean out your pantry, clean off your countertops, wherever you are storing those holiday goodies, to even include all the extra breads and chips and crackers, everything that you brought into your house through the holidays. Just get rid of those. You can certainly donate them to the trash, or you can also share them with neighbors, possibly. And as a mom of 5, I can often justify, well, that's the boys' cookies. I'm going to keep those cookies for the kids. Guys, listen, they probably need a little break from the sugar as well. So you make that decision. But our kids have had Halloween, and then they had Thanksgiving, and then they rolled into all the holiday parties. So having a break from the sugar and getting over that holiday hangover is going to be beneficial for them too. So tip number 2, drink more water and stop the alcohol. Okay, we can drink more water, we're going to feel better, we're going to have more energy. Even when we are slightly dehydrated, it shows we have less energy and less brain function. They've proven that. So get your water back out, get it back into your day. You're going to feel better. It's going to be a natural cleanse for you. It's going to get rid of that bloat, maybe from the alcohol, maybe from the sugars. But just like Amber mentioned, our kidneys are going to help us with all that, and we're going to feel better. All right, tip number 3, increase your vegetable intake. Guys, vegetables have hardly any calories. Okay, so bring them back in. But they have lots of antioxidants, and they are also a natural cleanser for our body. Institute them back into your day. Okay, and we also want to kick to the curb the fast food and the processed foods. When our schedules were super busy before the holidays, you may or may not have allowed that to come into your day, but get back into your groove, get back into your healthy meals that you're making at home. And we are going to share a great way to get some healthy recipes at the end of the Zoom this evening. Okay, tip number 4. So get outside and get moving. If you can't get moving, then at least go outside and get some fresh air, get some sunshine on your face. It improves your mood, it increases your energy, and you are going to be so much more productive. If you do like to exercise, then getting your sweat on is a great way to kind of detox our body and work some of those things out. If you can't quite get your heart rate up in that way, then you can get your stretch on. Maybe with some yoga. There's lots of free yoga classes that you can access online these days through YouTube or maybe Amazon Prime if you have that. But both of those are great ways to get us up and moving and more productive and feeling better about ourselves. Okay, tip number 5, get back into your pre-holiday schedule. So that means putting yourself in bed on time, getting up on time. I know we had to institute that here in this house a couple days ago because we had allowed just the evenings to get later, and then we're sleeping in, and we were kind of feeling just blah throughout the day. But I do want to give you the permission to take a guilt-free nap. Sometimes the holidays leave us completely exhausted. So if your schedule allows it, grab a nap. It's a great way to feel better and wake up refreshed and be more productive. Get moving within your house. If you haven't cleaned up from your holiday decor, maybe do that. And then you can clean your house and you will enter into the new year with a fresh start in that aspect too. But real quick, as I wrap up, I do want to leave you with some advice. Don't judge yourself against others. You may have the sister who runs 5 miles, and in her spare time, she rescues orphaned cats and dogs. But you know what? She is not a full-time working parent. Maybe she doesn't have the same commitments that you have. So don't judge yourself against others, just yourself. Get a plan, be consistent, be patient, grab a friend to do it with you. Accountability is huge when we want to start making changes and implementing good habits. And then stay the course. It will pay off. Your body will thank you. And tomorrow is a new day for all of us. I hope those tips are helpful. I hope all of you go into 2024 and have an amazing year. Amber, I'll turn it back over to you.
Holy smokes, that was amazing. I did forget to mention that Jade was in the medical field, so she is a wealth of knowledge. Those were some amazing tips. I would love for you to throw in the chat which one of those 5 tips that Jade mentioned that you are excited about implementing maybe this week for yourself. Those were all phenomenal. And as she was talking, I'm like, yep, I've already done that. I've already done that. Some of them I've already implemented, some of them but she is on point with a lot of those amazing tips for sure. And I did take a nap today, so that is definitely a good tip. Next up, we have the amazing Lisa Cisco. She's had an amazing health journey herself, lost over 120 pounds, much like myself. But with losing that much weight also comes a lot of mental work that you have to do with that as well. And Lisa is so phenomenal about coaching other people too. And I know she has some great tips to share, but that's one of the things that she did want to talk about as well in her tips. So Lisa, you take it away.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Amber, for challenging us with questions. I already put a note in the chat because Jade mentioned right at the beginning, being honest with ourselves. And so just take a second and answer this question just introspectively. How do you feel today? How do you feel? Sometimes I race right past that and just continue on my busy day. Sometimes I allow my emotions and my feelings to dictate my actions. Do you do that? Do you allow your feelings and your emotions to lead you down a path that might not be the path you want to be on? So I think honesty is huge when we're talking about health and well-being, and in this case, even beginning, detoxing. Like, you've got to figure out, what do you need to change? And Jade had some great suggestions. You might feel today, you might feel stuck. You might feel trapped. You might feel helpless. You might feel powerless, or sometimes completely out of control and not know where to begin. So oftentimes we forget that we're the only ones that can make a change. We're the only ones. Like I tell people all the time, only you can do you, right? Nobody else can fix me, change me, rearrange me, or my choices. Only I can do it. And I don't know, as a mom, sometimes I find myself willing to do anything and everything for everybody else, and I get the leftovers, or I don't take care of myself. And so congratulations today for even taking time to get on this call, on this live, because that says I want to do something about me. So you may have heard the term structural tension. So the definition of structural tension is the difference between our future desired outcome and our current reality state. So these are my tips for today. Identify where you're at. Really and truly think about, what is your current reality? Do you feel fluffy and bloated and inflamed, right? I mean, sometimes. No, I'm not going to say sometimes. I do today. So figure out, what is your current reality? And then figure out, what is your desired outcome? What do you want to be? It can be a big, it can be little. You may want to put together just some small steps to fill in that tension chart. And so utilize the tips that you're going to hear today. Jade's already given us some. Christina's going to be up next. Utilize those tips, and then Amber's going to offer some free resources. Those free resources will help you get going toward your desired results. So congratulations again for taking time to invest in yourself. Nobody else can do it but you. Only you can do you. So that's my tip for today, is be honest with yourself and then figure out, what kind of desired results do you really want. Thanks so much for the time.
So good, Lisa. And if you are wondering about that structural tension chart, I'm glad you mentioned it, Lisa, because I may not have mentioned at the beginning. I meant to, but if you stay on till the end, we are giving away some free resources to help. And some of the things that we're talking about, such as the structural tension chart, we're going to be, putting out there for you guys for free. So wanted to make sure if that's something that you want to kind of put eyes on and see what it is, and potentially get your hands on that, just stay on till the end and we'll tell you how to get a hold of those resources as well. But you know that the mental game is just as important as all the physical things, because if we're not willing to do the mental work, we're not going to be willing to put it into practice with the physical. So whether it's working out or eating healthy or whatever, you're not going to put all those things into practice if you're not ready up here. So good stuff, Lisa. Love that. Put in the chat what one tip Lisa gave that meant the most to you, even if it was just the question she asked, which was huge in the beginning. And if you want to answer that, good stuff, Lisa. Next up, as Lisa mentioned, we have Christina Maxwell that's going to be giving us some tips. And, I love Christina's authenticity. When we were kind of planning to do these tips, she was just sharing so much stuff from her heart. I'm like, girl, you've got to kind of share that if you're open to it. And so she was just so willing to share a little bit about what's been going on with her during this season and some things that she's putting into practice to continue her health journey herself. And, she's been coaching people successfully for, 3 years or more, I think, Christina. But she just lives her journey out loud. And that's so much about what I think resonates with people. Christina is just your heart and sharing. But Christina's going to come give us some real talk. So take it away, girl, and give us your top tips.
Well, all right. Well, I guess, being authentic and just being honest, sometimes that doesn't really, just like Lisa was saying, you have to own where you're at, right? So, I am a client of the program. I'm also a coach, guide, mentor for others, but I'm human. And as long as we're living and breathing, we're contending for our health. So not a single person, whether they're using, Optavia or they're on any other, weight loss journey or whatever you're doing, or may not be doing anything, and you may be feeling fluffy. You may be feeling, bloated, and you may be on a program and feeling fluffy and bloated. What I found was that after starting the program that I now coach, 2.5 years ago, I needed to lose 100 pounds. And whenever I would go to a birthday or Christmas or Thanksgiving, whatever holiday it was, I just had this automatic, intrinsic desire, need to eat the cake, have the ice cream, eat the candy bar that my kid put under my nose or brought home. Or if the cake was uneven on one side, it had to be evened. I'm just saying, it was such a sugar addiction. And I was pretty well convinced I'd never be able to break it. And I was really angry with myself for the fact that at 100 pounds overweight, I hurt in my joints. I was tired and I felt pretty darn miserable. And come just a year on program, I lost 100 pounds and I had transitioned. And as I'm transitioning, I'd eat sugar, but I'd noticed that every time I did, we have a 3-bite rule within our program that we like to talk about, doing one to taste it, one to enjoy, and one to say goodbye to it. And I had to own up to something recently that was really hard because I wasn't ready for that. I had not done the heart work and realized there was more to let go of than the last 15 pounds. The 15 pounds wasn't the problem. It was this that was the problem, because every time that I touched that sugar, I would want to eat more of it. I'd obsess about it. I'd go back to having more of the pecan cream junk, whatever it was. And then I'd hurt in my joints right afterwards. I'd feel exhausted. And then I'd be sleepy for it was ruining my day. And so learning how to get past that, this last been on the program, like I said, 2.5, almost 3 years. So this last Thanksgiving, every year I've gotten better. The first Thanksgiving, I bombed it. The Christmas, I bombed it. I didn't reach out to mentorship. I didn't lean in. I didn't have the accountability levels, layers and things that these girls are talking about. And if I had that and used it like I was supposed to have used it and had it at my fingertips, which we have within this beautiful program, no one can do that for you. You have to do it yourself. You have to be willing to reach out and be vulnerable. And whenever I finally did, then I saw progress the next year where I was like, okay, I'm only going to do 2 items with the 3-bite rule. And I made it through that, but then I still went back for more. Again, I hadn't done the head work. I hadn't done the accountability as deep as I needed to. And then this year in Thanksgiving, I struggled with it again. And I reached into my mentorship group and I said, girls, I don't get it. Why can't I stop? And then whenever I do go back for it, I'm upset with myself and I don't know why I can't. And it makes me sick. It makes me physically ill when I eat sugar. I didn't know that before I removed all the sugar out of my body. So I didn't recognize what it was doing to me. Now that I recognize it, I don't want it anymore. I don't want to hurt like that anymore. And here's the deal. For me personally, I have tools like within our program, we have fuelings that are sweet. That's good enough for me. And now that I've transitioned, I can have fruit. It tastes phenomenal. There isn't a reason why I have to have the sugar or the cake or the candy. And I know for some people, they can handle that and do that 3-bite rule and they're good with it. They've done the heart work. They've done the head work. They've released what they need to release that hasn't nothing to do with the numbers on the scale. I'm just saying, when you can own where you're at, and I'm not ready. I'm not ready for the 3-bite rule, y'all. And that's okay with me. It's hard to admit, but here's the deal. My kids deserve better. I deserve better. My family deserves better. And I sure as crap don't want to feel sick. So what I've decided to do since that, I went sugar-free over Christmas. And y'all, I ate baked fruit. It was so good and it tasted great. And I had energy all day and my joints didn't hurt. And I was happy with that. And I was good with that. All of it, I'm realizing, has to do with traditions that I've had for years that are tied into like great grandma, like the cookies and the baking and all the things with the kids. That has nothing to do with the fact I don't have to eat it. I don't have to eat it to be a part of it. That's something I've had to learn. And it's taking time to recognize it, shelf it, and go, okay, I can let that go. And it does not have to be part of this tradition for this family going forward. We can do something different. It's okay. It doesn't have to be. It's not like I'm ruining the kids' lives because they didn't make a gingerbread house with me. I mean, this year. Maybe next year I'll be more, maybe I'll be a better next year and I won't want to grab that piece of the gingerbread roof. So you just got to own where you're at. Take yourself out of those situations. So going back into like what Jade said, she was saying, in regards to getting rid of the stuff. So one of the things I did day after Christmas, so Christmas, totally sugar-free, felt amazing. Day after Christmas, went through with the trash bag, and my mom, this is truth. She's like, freeze it, just freeze it. I'm like, you're the one who told me that it goes to waste or to your waste. She's like, yeah, I did tell you that. So I started throwing stuff in the trash this morning and getting rid of that. I increased my water intake. If I started having a little bit of like craving for sugar, Gatorade or Powerade Zero works really well for me. Or, like the hot lemon water, just drink it. Every time I eat something, I'm drinking water. And that way I can keep myself hydrated, reducing my salt intake, increase my veggie intake. As far as like any wine or anything like that, I had some dry wine like last week, totally cut that out. That way I don't have any inflammation going on in my body. Epsom salt bath, sea salt bath, helps with inflammation in your body as well. Totally did that. All the swelling I had in my joints, my knees and my ankles, all gone. Started a probiotic. And then multivitamin just to kind of help with kind of getting my body back on track. And then getting moving, making sure that I'm doing 10,000 steps a day at a minimum, especially through, you know, kids being out of school, trying to make it to the gym, all the things that has been really difficult. My goal is 3 times a week. I can't seem to make that goal right now. So if you'll set some minimums, like Jade was saying, like even just get outside, get some fresh air, get the sun on your face, go play outside and throw snowballs at your kids if you got any snow. I mean, just any of that. It sure helps, you know, whenever you get that sunshine on your face and you're moving, and it gets your moods, you know, everyone's moods lifted. And then your kids forget about this stinking gingerbread house that costs 20 some odd dollars that goes in the flipping trash can anyway. Y'all, just saying, cost effective. But yeah, I would say just be honest with yourself of where you're at. It took me a long time to get there, to just be honest with the fact that sugar simply does not serve my body personally. And I'm not at a place where I can do the 3-bite rule. And I don't want to put myself in that position anymore until I feel like I'm ready. I think I'll know. I think I'll know at this point. I know I'm not. So, and that's just the story of personal testimony of where I'm at, and learning how to just be honest with all of those things. So we have some really awesome guides and tips and strategies that our program uses that I've been so blessed to have, because I would not be where I'm at right now without all of those and the amazing mentors that I have, and their patience with me and all of my shortcomings. Thank you, Amber.
Your vulnerability and sharing where you're at and your story. And that's what I tell people all the time, is that, you know, nobody has a perfect health journey story, right? There are ebbs and flows. And we know the holiday season has probably more ebbs than flows. So that's why we're here to give you some tips. And I just love your honesty and vulnerability. I would love for people to put in the chat, give Christina some hearts. If there was any part of her story that you resonated with personally, whether that was maybe where you were in a season of life and could, you know, feel that and the things that she was sharing, or maybe that's where you're at right now. And you are taking some baby steps to get to a healthier you. And what I mean by baby steps is that we don't have to overhaul everything overnight, because it's really hard. Just like, you know, anything in life, when you try to do anything cold turkey, it's super hard. But if you make some baby steps and put some things in place to just get a little better every day, it makes things easier. And then it just becomes a habit in life that you're doing, like brushing your teeth, right? So without delay, I'm going to share with you some of the freebies we have with you tonight, because if you've hung with us this far, we want to give those away to you. So hold on to your hats here. The first thing we have, let me see if this is working. Okay, so Lisa was talking about that structural tension chart. And so if you don't know what that is, if you put, and if you're watching the recording of this, maybe you didn't watch it live, just know you can still get these freebies, okay? So if you're watching this on the recording, somebody sent this to you, tagged you in it, if you will just put in the comments chart, in the comments of this video, then the person that invited you will send you this structural tension chart that you can walk through. And if you need any assistance or guidance, they can help you with that as well. But it talks about those baby steps and filling in those baby steps to get from where you're at currently to where you want to go. The next thing is that we talked a lot of tips tonight. So if you don't want to have to rewatch the recording and try to write super fast on all the tips, not only do we have our top 10 tips that we did talk about, but we also have a whole other document. If you are like me and you want to know, why is hydration important? Why do I need to drink so much water? How does it help me detox? We just put a little snippet of each one of those in there in another document. So if you put tips in the comment, the person that invited you will get you these documents if you want to have these, so that you can be mindful of making those small little changes to help yourself detox from all the holiday stuff. The next thing we have is that if you do not have a healthy group or community that you are involved in that has healthy recipes, health tips, you know, all things that we kind of talked about tonight, we have a private community group that we can invite you to. You can see there's 289,000 members in this group. So huge community of like-minded people who are working on whatever version of a health journey they have going on, but tons of tips and resources and recipes and all the things in this group. So if you put in the comments group, we will get you connected for free to this group and you can participate in there with us. We'd love to have you join there. And then last but not least, if you need options, because you need extra accountability, you need some one-on-one coaching, you need nutrition guidance, you need some mindset to help get you started in the right direction. Our program has so many options, but we don't really know what that option looks like for you until maybe we've talked to you about, you know, what you would like to accomplish right now in your health. So if you will put options or option, something like that in the comments below, the person that reached out to you the person invited you will reach out to you and discuss what options we have on our program that best fits your needs based on where you're at and what you're looking to accomplish. So we would love to have that conversation with you if that's something that you're looking for right now, and just need a little extra to help get you started, or you don't even know where to start. We would love to help walk that journey with you because we're all coaches and that's just something we're passionate about, if you couldn't tell. So I hope this gave you a lot of great, valuable information tonight. Like I said, we just enjoy doing these tips Zooms because we are here to add value and to help others. Whether you join our program or not, we just want to be here to help those that are looking for assistance. So, all right. Well, if you have any other questions or comments or want to leave a heart for one of the ladies that shared, go ahead and do that in the comments. And until our next video, thank you for joining us, and tag a friend if you know someone who is struggling right now during the season and wants to get back on track. So have a great evening, everybody.